So that's my one suggestion to the world, is that you practice truthfulness, compassion, tolerance. You practice these things in whatever system you're doing, and try to get out of yourself on a daily basis. Just try to get out of yourself, even if it's a little bit one day, and the next day a little more, and the next day a little more, and a little more. Because all those little mores, they add up. And that will give you hope, and that can change your whole. I'll bring it back to illness and disease. I've seen that help people heal. And basically, it's not just on a physical level. In my understanding of disease, the physical body is where it manifests in the end. That's the end. That's the last resort. So as you can see, I knew that I had to get rid of all that stuff just to be able to find out what was making me tick and what was harming me, what was helping me. And by doing the meditation, I started to see all those things, and I started to get rid of all those attachments. We call them attachments or character defects or whatever they are. And I could see the layer by layer, I was getting healthier. And the more that I gave up my attachments, the better my health would get. So, and I'm a scientist, and you have to prove to me that something's going to work or I won't do it. And so I got to understand that if I can do this correctly, then my cells start to change. Well, what if that single cell was all your cells? And what if every time you were doing, let's say, better and better things in your life, and you're increasing your energy, and you're wanting to help others, and you're getting out of yourself, you're becoming selfless, and you're kind of being careful of what you say, what you do, and what you think. You just want to be a good person and help others, so you're not saying negative things, you're not thinking negative thoughts, and you're not doing negative deeds. Well, all that will feed into your cells' energy, and it'll help your cells resonate at a much higher level. If you could only think of the other person, just think about their heart. Think about what every word and every deed and every thought may be affecting them, and you only want it to be good, and you only want it to be about them. If all that's true, you could melt steel. It's that powerful. But basically, the more you become a better person, the more your energy will raise and your cell density. So now you're talking real science here. This isn't ethereal, this isn't religious or anything, but your cell energy will resonate at a higher level, and your cells will vibrate at a higher level. So at this point, I'd like to say a few words about what you think is what you get. Because this was in the movie called The Secret. Can you manifest something with your mind? Now, if you can, I would say you're very capable, because I would say that's a supernormal capability. But those things you were born with those things. But as we get older, we mask over all those capabilities.
We come into the world full, not empty. And we're born into the world utterly helpless, at the mercy of anybody who's going to feed us and clothe us and house us and educate us. Dr. Buckminster Fuller said something very profound. It really shifted the way I think. He said, out of 10,000 children born in the world, 9,999 of them will be systematically de-geniused by the time they reach the 5th grade in school.
And as you're getting older and older, or I should say more and more karma in your body, as you're living more years on the earth, you start to understand things from the earth teachings, let's say. The limiting earth teachings, the fears, the notions that have been kind of globbed on you as you're growing up, like everybody does. And that's going to hurt your ability. That's going to take away from any of those abilities. But if you get in a good system where you're cleaning that every day, it's not just some ethereal thing. We think it's happening. No, literally your whole body's being cleansed constantly. When you do the exercise every day, you're going to start recovering all those capabilities. But you really got to understand that your thoughts are so important. Your actions, your deeds could change everybody's life around you. And, we practice truthfulness, compassion, tolerance. So what does that mean? Okay, I got these 3 things, I'm supposed to do it, but how do I do it? Well, you got to change yourself. Like Groundhog Day, you got to reach out to that insurance agent and say, hey, Ned Ryerson, that's the guy.
Bill? Ned Ryerson? Bing!
You guys say, hey, Ned, how you doing, man? But you got to believe it from your heart. If you're all sick and you're depressed and you're tired and you're angry, you're not going to do it from your heart. You may reach out your hand, oh, hello, or something like that. But you're not going to be like, I'm reaching out my hand because I want to shake his hand and I want to help him feel my good energy so that he gets happy. That's fairly powerful. And if you could do that every day of your life, you'd be a politician. No, just kidding. Anyway, it's to be able to share what you believe in from your heart in a very profound way, in a way that you have no doubt at all, and you know it's right. then you could change anything. So that would go to say that anytime you do something, say something, or think something that isn't right, or you hurt somebody else, or say bad words to somebody, or give somebody the finger while you're driving, you just got a ton of bad energy in your body. Call it karma, okay? When you do something really good, basically you get virtue. And this is a spiritual journey, but this is the beginning of it. This is what's forcing me, which was actually good, to get to the point in time where I could find the spiritual bones in my body. I could see what that meant. I could start helping others. And I remember one pivotal moment, and I can't explain what happened. It was in the pine trees. It was a beautiful day in Oregon. The sun was up. It was April. It was cool out. And I started feeling a huge energy. I got to the second part of the second exercise where I had my hands over my head, which brings in a lot of energy anyway. And then all of a sudden I felt like every hair stand on end. I literally felt there was some kind of presence there, like huge energy. And I didn't know what it was. And I started crying, literally tears just poured down my face. Can't explain it to you, but it was the most healing, most beautiful energy I've ever had. And it said, I will help you always. And when that was said to me, I was shocked. And I was like, you know what? I was given this practice. I was given my life back, so that I definitely have to speak out about this, and I have to help others. I really want to get out of myself now and help others. And I just wanted to share that with you, because these are some moments that are so pivotal that kept me going even through the hardest times, overcoming illness, overcoming disease, overcoming depression, anxiety with no medications, just practicing every day, reading this book. So I recommend anybody who wants to change their life, this is the fastest way you can do it. It's very quick. I'm very sensitive, so I could feel the energy and I could feel the peace coming over me. I was happy inside for the first time in my life. It's very healing. And also, I know a lot of people are anxious out there, especially with the COVID. I see my patients, they're getting beaten down. Their labs are going bad, their immune systems are weakening, their endocrine, their hormones are all going down. And I could fix all that. I mean, we have an amazing clinic here. So, you know, if you're feeling beaten down or, you know, just too much anxiety and stress, come on over and we'll help you. And Friday mornings, we're going to start having a Qigong class here. We're going to practice every Friday morning at 7 to 9, which is completely free. That's how I give back to the community. We'll probably end up doing maybe 2 or 3 days a week with that. And I want all my employees, everybody here who wants to practice, it's only if you want to. You know, we can't make anybody, you can't change the heart. And Mashley talks about it in the book. We can't force anybody to change their heart. And that's what this is about. And I want to just leave you with one thing, is that just to connect at that level. And also the Chinese say, and I say as well now, the bitterest suffering is the most precious. Thank you.